This is Comic Geek Speak, episode 775, The Return of Uncle Sal. Woo-hoo. Welcome to Comic Geek Speak. I'm Brian Demerol.
I'm Jamie D.
I'm Adam Murdo.
I'm Brian Chrisman.
And this episode of Comic Geek Speak is brought to you by the 2010 Comic Geek Speak Super Show, happening March 27th and 28th at the Greater Reading Expo Center in our hometown of Reading, Pennsylvania. It's going to be great. If you were at the last one, get ready. It's going to be even better this time because we're about doubling the number of artists who are going to be there.
I'm still wondering how we're going to fit them all in.
Oh, it's no problem. Geometry. It's all about geometry.
Sines and cosines and that's trig. Never mind.
But it's going to be great. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to this. The vibe that I'm starting to feel from the people who are coming is a really, really good one. So going over to cgssupershow.com, get your tickets there. 2-day pass is only $20. If you're just coming for one day, it's $12. And kids, what did I say, 13 and under are free. So bring the family. It's going to be a good time. And you can get all the information you need on the website. We have a block of hotel rooms at the Crown Plaza, which is a fairly nice hotel and just recently got upgraded. $82 a night, which is, I think, pretty reasonable, especially if you're splitting it like 4 or 5 ways, like most people are. So,
and there's a Hooters behind it.
There you go, Hooters behind it. But you won't have time for Hooters because you're going to be at Third and Spruce with the rest of the gang.
I know.
Right? Yeah, don't buy. We have a quota we have to meet at Third and Spruce. Don't spend any money at Hooters. Come on. But
better food at Third and Spruce too.
Yes,
yeah.
Sure.
So come on out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for all the people who are going to be there. So, and I don't mean just the artists and stuff. I'm talking about the listeners who are coming out. I mean, we're going to see Darren. Yeah, we got Australia representing. We got all over Canada, all over the U.S. We got the UK. Britain. We got Portugal coming in. I mean, this is an international affair.
You said Darren's coming?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
So the gay community will well represented?
That's right. Absolutely. We need to have like a whole like grand entrance theme or something with him where he runs through like a poster of a rainbow and he charges in the room. I can just see it now. What theme song should we play when he's
It's Raining Men.
Yes, there you go.
That was strange.
That's too easy. That's like that's softball.
Written by Paul Schaefer.
Was it really?
Yes.
Never knew that.
You did not know that.
How about that?
I'm here to educate you.
Anyway, that has nothing to do with Super Show, but it's going to be fun. Please come on out. cgssupershow.com. All right. This episode, I don't even think it needs an introduction. It's Uncle Sal. All right. You there?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm here with Jamie, Murd, and Pants.
All right, man.
Hello.
How you doing, guys?
Very good.
How's everybody doing? How long has it been?
Oh, God, we saw you up in Toronto, and we talked to you, I think, before then on the show about with Tiz.
Yeah, that's right. That's been a while.
Yeah. It's like
Okay.
August.
All right, yeah, it's been a while. I guess, nothing new and exciting to report. We were trying to have a second kid, but I don't know if I'm popping blanks now. But it's one of those. I don't know. It's like going bowling. The less you try, the better you do, kind of thing. So.
Okay.
And my guy's like between 2 and 3, and it's the Antichrist. I mean, this kid's I'm telling you, he works for the devil. It's not pretty at this point. Kids at this age do shit that if anybody else did, you'd beat the shit out of them. You really would.
Right. Well, that's
They punch you in the face. They throw shit on the floor. They wreck things just on purpose to get your attention. They hit you over the head with things. It's not good.
And of course, isn't that cute?
No, I don't really. I'm more of a leave the room guy. I'm not isn't that cute guy. I come from the school where my mother solved everything with a piece of Hot Wheel track. So and of course now you can't even look at the kid crooked. If you give him a bad haircut, they'll take you to court. So I'm ready. I'm ready to. I leave this kid at the fire station as often as I can. I ring the bell and I run, and they keep bringing him back. I put smocks on them, sombreros, mustaches. I dress them like every ethnic group you could think of, and they keep bringing his shit back. And I thought this was safe haven. I told one guy, I go, hey man, what the fuck? It's my tax dollars. Just take them until Memorial Day. That's all I ask.
I got work to do.
Yeah, and then just we need like baby camp, from like Memorial Day to Labor Day. That's all. Just keep them for those months, and I'll bring him cigarettes and magazines and peanut butter and all kinds of shit. Whatever he needs, just take him those months is all I ask. I'm just, I'm one of those guys. It's like I'm like looking around, going, "What the fuck?" This is just one of the. You have those what the fuck moments, like what the fuck. Like, tonight I got hit in the head with a Tonka truck, and it's like you're just going, "What the fuck?" What is this?
Yeah, I have those moments every time there's a meltdown at the dinner table. It's like, I've been at work all day. I just want to eat dinner. I don't need screaming and complaining about I don't want to eat spaghetti.
I eat dinner on the toilet sometimes because it's the only place I can hide. I go in the bathroom and I hide.
Man's last refuge.
Yeah, I'm ready to get a treehouse. I swear to God, and then just pull the ladder up and and insulate it like a recording studio, so I can't hear shit. Just leave me the fuck alone. Is all I ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
Uh-huh.
I'm sitting back
and then they start fucking with the stove. The other day he was fucking with the stove.
Oh.
And you're sitting there and you go, what is it, fucking smoke gas? What is that shit? And you go in there and my mother-in-law watches him during the day, so you can't yell at your mother-in-law, You want to say something, but, they're like a teamster, your mother-in-law. You can't say shit. You just got to kind of go along with it. And I'm like, do you fucking smell gas? And it's like, she doesn't speak hardly any English. She's this nice little Japanese lady, So she just kind of looks at me like, no. And I'm like, you don't understand these kids. This kid is between 2 and 3, and I swear he talks to Nick Fury on the phone at least twice a day over shit that they need to do. This kid, he's 3, how adorable. No, that's all deceptive innocence is all it is at this age. When I was 3 years old, like you're planning political coups and shit at 3 years old. You really are. So I don't buy into that, he didn't know what he was doing bullshit. No, I don't. Sorry. It don't work. No.
So
he's like the guy in the Thing who's hiding in Kurt Russell's shed, and he's building the rocket ship while they're not paying attention. That's my kid. He's up in the attic. I know if I go up there, he's building something, Mr. Freeze armor or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck, some cryogenic shit because he lives in Chicago. I have no doubt. So, and then when she starts with I love when they get all nice to you. Like they get that look like when before you got married. They get that. So, when do you want to start trying for a second one? And you're like, where did that fuck me voice come from? That was on a long time ago. That thing left when I was like 210. That voice left. I hadn't seen that fucking voice in a long time. So I was like, oh, I see. They're looking for some shit here. Oh, I get it. All right. Okay. And then I pulled the old, whatever. That I didn't hear your voice. Yeah, whatever. Sounds good.
And that means tomorrow.
That means, well, let me think about it. Let me think about it till I'm like, till my fucking arteries harden at this point. Because see, you're fucking with the wrong guy. I'm happy with a stack of Tuma Dracula. I'm happy with that. That's all I need is a stack of that, or give me a stack of Tales of Suspense in my old age, and I don't need much. I'm done. I don't need a fucking thing. I don't need, like, kids running around taking care of me. No, fuck no. My kids ain't going to take care of me. They're going to leave my ass. They're drooling and shitting on myself. I have no doubt in my mind. I will sit in my own shit for days if my kids are taking care of me. No doubt. No fucking doubt at all. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We're here for you.
I know. I should be nice,
But no.
So how you guys been? How's everybody doing? How was everybody's Christmas?
It was good.
Does anybody get fucking Christmas gifts that are nice anymore, or is it just all shit now?
No, I get good stuff.
You get good stuff? Okay.
Yeah, my parents are very. They know my brother and I very well, and so they put a lot of thought into the things that they get us, and it's always everything that you didn't know you wanted, but you're like, that's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
I throw hints, like write shit down. I throw hints that you don't need Scotland Yard for the shit that I do. I throw fucking hints that you don't need Bruce Wayne to figure this shit out, and it's still every year. You open up the box and go, oh, kind of thing, and it just, I'm never going to fucking use that kind of.
Yeah. Stevie Wonder goes, damn, that was obvious.
Yeah, I'm always like, oh, that's the Neil Diamond. Yeah. What did I fucking do in what life that told you I like Neil Diamond? Wow. I know what I'm using as a coaster. That kind of thing. Or to get you flannel shirts. I'm like, what am I, a dyke? I mean, I don't wear fucking flannel anymore. I'm too fat for flannel. I passed up flannel, It's like giving me corduroy. I'll start a fire with my legs if they walk with corduroy on. I can't fucking wear corduroy. Fat people can't pull off corduroy anymore. You got to be skinny for that shit.
Yeah.
I love my cords.
Well, yeah, you could pull off corduroy. It's like hot chicks with rollerblades and tattoos. They can pull it off. Ugly chicks, you're just an ugly chick on rollerblades. Or same with tattoos. See, ugly chicks think tattoos make them look sexy. It doesn't work. So now you're an ugly chick with a tattoo. Hot chicks could smear shit on their face and they're still hot. Doesn't mean a damn thing. Doesn't mean a fuck it. They could shave their head, cover themselves in fecal matter, and you'll still go, hey, what are you doing later?
Some people might prefer them that way.
Yeah, what do you say we go jump on a Polish later on over on Roosevelt? I know a sharp Polish place where they cut the fries. What do you think? I used to love these ugly broads I work with. They come to work and go, look, I got a tattoo. And I look at them, I'm going, yeah, so? Did you look at your face? Until the tattoo covers their face, forget about it. It's not working, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. Really, I am, guys.
Well,
every time I come on, I swear I'm going to shut the fuck up, and then...
No, we love it.
I got nobody to talk to, guys. I'm sorry.
That's why we have you on, because you never shut up. It makes our life so much easier.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
Sit back and laugh.
Go ahead.
Well, so we haven't seen since Toronto. Did you hit any cons after Toronto? Like, is that Angoulême? Is that
Luca?
Oh, Luca.
Angoulême's kind of weird because it's coming up like in a couple of weeks, but it's it's degenerated into just like the infrastructure of the show itself has gotten fucked up over the years. The town itself has changed a lot, modernized. The weather in France, like over here, has kind of shifted. It's gotten the Februarys, they've had really bad months of snow and cold. So Angoulême, I don't know. I've talked to a lot of people that are pulling out over the last few years, and a lot of the organizers are just kind of, shrugging their shoulders. So it's unfortunate, but I don't see Angoulême being the heavy hitter anymore after the next couple of years. It's plus money. They're running out of money from people, throwing money at it. I did Luca in the end of October, which was nice. It was, same attendance, about the same. It's kind of steady. As long as they leave it in Luca, we'll be fine. But year to year, the government meets to see because in Italy, if one old lady slips on a banana peel, they'll move the whole fucking show, to a parking lot or something. That's Italian bureaucracy. So it was nice, a couple of weeks with Chris Roop is more than enough for me. You're fucking running out of there like I escaped. I was climbing through the sewer to get out of that fucking place after spending a couple of weeks with those hillbillies. And the same with Simone. You spend a while with that fucking guy. I mean, Jesus, it's like, what the fuck? It's just like, it's like, Gorilla Grodd after a while. Like, let me out of here. Fuck. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. Oh, wow. The salami's nice. Yeah. Great. 2 weeks of that, and you're like, let's go. The fuck out of here. And That was it. I coasted into the holidays looking forward to not having to do any shows for, I think Mocha's my next show. I was going to do Emerald, but I didn't, get any paperwork in and didn't tell Jim, that I wanted to go soon enough, so there was nothing left. And I would have liked to have gone to Emerald. I might go to WonderCon. It's kind of close to C2E2, and I'm helping them, so I don't know if I can afford to, time-wise, to do, because Mocha, fuck. I love Mocha. They're like, oh, Sal, we moved Mocha to April. And you're like, all right. That kind of defeats the purpose of going to New York in June when you move it to April. And I love their reasoning. Their reasoning is because of the air conditioning. That's what they told me. Yeah. And I'm going, so say that again? He goes, yeah, well, last year it was very hot. We had a lot of complaints about the Armory in June. Yeah. And so we decided to move it to April because it's not as hot in April.
It was a little... It was as hot as hell in that room. I mean, everyone was sweating great guns. Yeah.
It was hotter than two rats fucking in a wool sock in that place because I was sitting there, and I'm going, you guys can't turn the fucking AC on, or pay one of those broads at the hairy armpits to hold the fucking door open. I mean, it's not impossible to do here. The one with the big bush, have her hold the fucking door open. I'll give her $1, for a Gillette shaver or something. I don't know, Daisy or whatever the fuck they call those things. Do you ever leave your fucking razor in the shower by mistake and come back and your wife used it to shave every fucking orifice of her body?
Yes.
I used to live with this Armenian broad, and she was hot, but she was fucking hairy. I mean, she was the missing link between man and animal, this broad. So we use nice razors. We don't use those disposable fucks that are like $2 for 75 of them, the pink ones, or whatever the fuck they are. And I go to use it, and I swear it looked like she used it for an autopsy. I'm like, what in the fuck did you do with my razor? I got to put this on my face? I mean, there's just shit hanging. And I'm like, well, I shaved I shaved with it. I'm like, yeah, well, so, and now what? I mean, this is a surgical instrument. I'm not going to put this on my face now.
Yeah, they do. They go from being razor sharp to dull as a board.
No, you couldn't cut fucking butter with them after they run it over their whole body. It's like, what are you doing? This ain't no fucking daisy cutter. Cut it out. Here. Here's $10. Go buy some. Here's $20. Stay out and don't come back. Oh, fuck out of here.
Now, you mentioned you're doing some work for C2E2. What exactly are you doing for them?
Well, I know it sounds like it's a lot of bullshit because they always say the expression is whenever you're not, it's not about the money. They always say that it's about it. It's not because I really was disappointed that Chicago wasn't going to have a kick-ass show because Wizard is kind of turning more into a smaller type show. More trade less trade and more retailers and more product and shit like that, which is fine. There's people that like those kinds of shows, but Wizard seems to be marketing it as like it's their show from before when it's just a lot of Gary Coleman and, Gil Gerard and, the broad that fucked Kanicki or whatever it is. I don't know who they, that kind of bullshit. So I said, when Reed said, hey, we're going to come in and we're going to spend some dough and market it and blah, 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 and they said, hey, can you kind of point us in the direction of some talent, local guys? I said, yes, no problem, because I'm going to be there anyway, and I know a lot of the local guys. So I'm kind of helping them, just pointing them in a direction and getting a lot of the pros that I know, situated for Artist Alley and things like that. Oh, cool. So I'm glad to do it because I just want the show to go off without a hitch.
Right.
New shows are tough, man, getting new shows off the ground. What's the matter?
I don't know. Pants is giggling like a schoolgirl.
Well, I had
I think Pants is the only one old enough to get the Kanicki reference. Because Jamie...
I heard it. I got it.
Jamie got it. Jamie was going to see E.T. that summer, I think. He wasn't fucking around with Grease.
Yeah.
Well, I had another question, and Brian's whispering these to me. So let me ask you my question before I forget it. Now, I'm going to C2E2, and it's my first besides a brief side trip, my first trip into downtown Chicago. In Chicago, I've always been out in Rosemont at the other cons. So I'm going into the convention. I'm actually going to try to go to at least one, maybe two Cubs games. What's it like downtown there? What can I expect from the con and from the area around there?
Well, the problem with Chicago from the proximity of McCormick Place is there's a downtown area, but like any other city, Philly or whatever, New York, it's along the lake, so McCormick Place is kind of in that area where it's just one big monster trade show hall. But the Loop, the heart of downtown Chicago is maybe 5 minutes away north. So you've got, the lake right there. You've got Navy Pier. You got Michigan Avenue. You're kind of a little bit in the middle of between where White Sox Park is and Wrigley Field is more on the north side. But we've got like a very straight, one-shot kind of a rapid transit system here. So you can go from one spot to the other with, like one train. It's no big deal. But there's tons to do. And plus, McCormick Place is right near Chinatown and Greektown and Little Italy. And, you got a lot of great food on that side of town. And then you've got the Loop, which is more like the downtown center of Chicago. And you got a lot of great architectural tours and, Millennium Park and, lots of touristy stuff, but also lots of other cool stuff to see. There's that Batman tour, which shows you all the locations they use for Dark Knight and all that kind of stuff. And for Jamie, we could show you the old Hefner Mansion and the old Playboy building, that kind of shit.
You go.
Sounds good.
Reason to go out now, Jamie. Not you needed one.
Yeah. So there's plenty to do. I mean, it really kind of, especially if it's your first time in the city, it's more about, hey, what's your speed. The only thing that sucks about the Cubs in April is it's usually really cold as shit in April.
Yeah, I know. But I've never been to. I feel I need to go to a Cubs game. I really do. Because actually, I didn't go to a baseball game for like 15 years until you took us to the game in San Diego 2 years ago, Sal. And now I'm trying to get back into baseball, and I got to go see a Cubs game.
Yeah, Wrigley's a good time, and I know if I'm not running around, I don't know what your schedule's like. I'll be glad to jump on a game with you guys. It's a good time. It's just again the problem is it's just cold in April.
Right.
It's like where you guys live. It's the same shitty weather. They call it spring, and you're like, yeah. You're like, oh yeah, wow. It's like everybody I know with season tickets always gives them away in April. And I always think, wow, they're such nice guys. And then you get there and you realize, you're like, no, it's because I'm freezing my ass off out there. That's why. It's like watching a Bears game.
But now, before C2E2 and before Mocha, we, of course, have the Super Show.
You got the Super Show, probably looks like I'm going to come out by myself because I don't think Buzz is going to be able to make it. And Jesse's got a new job, so I don't think he can get off. So Jesse got a job? Yeah, go figure. Affirmative action. But he's they closed the Rainbow Room. He used to work at the Rainbow Room, and they closed the Rainbow Room, so he's got another job at a really nice gig at the Hotel Pierre, right off of Central Park. So he's got a nice gig. Yeah,
sounds like it. Yeah.
Thank God for small favors. Yeah, I don't know if it's fuck with Jesse or what, or it's just three fingers or what he's doing to get those gigs, but. Yeah. He's like, he gets the right pH balance in his douche or something. I don't know what he's doing, but it works out all right for him.
Oh, mercy.
Gets it going. Yeah, those Puerto Ricans, they got it, working for him.
Well,
are you guys all jazzed about this? So how's that going? You getting it all,
it's going
it all together?
Yeah. The planning is coming along nicely. We got 2 months now.
2 months.
So it's racing up on me fast.
It goes so fast.
Yeah.
When you fucking turn around, it'll be like, San Diego.
Yeah.
You turn around, we'll be coming back from San Diego. That's how fast it goes.
Right. And then you'll be bitching about how tired you are.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you right now, I'm tired from San Diego. It hasn't even started yet. And the reason I bitch about it is I don't like to be tired. I wish I could go there and have a good time like I used to. I really miss going there and having a good fucking time. I mean, we used to be at gas, and it's just not anymore, and it pisses me off. That, it's kind of like that's, getting old. You know, when you got to pay for, you know, the Kung Fu Grip, G.I. Joes that your kids got laying around and, you know, thrown on the floor. And did you ever step on one of them fuckers at 2 a.m. barefoot?
Oh.
It's not a lot of fun. Yeah. I stepped on one of those die-cast cars from that movie and barefoot the other day, and it's like the rear view mirror went into my foot, and it was like, what the fuck, man? You know? I threw it hard enough where it just embedded into the wall. I was just that aggravated. You know, you're like, you fucking these cars, you know, you're like, Jesus. But, you know, they're bundles of joy.
I've done the whole you walking in the dark and you kick your foot into it, basically stubbing your toe, and that just hurts like hell.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing how much force is in your toe when you're just taking a step. Like, I'd like to know the calculation, like how many pounds per inch or force or whatever the equation is. Like, I would like to know, because I think it's a lot, because it hurts.
It hurts, man. It hurts. How you doing, Jamie? How you feeling? How's everything?
Everything's pretty good. I taking my meds, trying to eat right, all that happy horse shit.
Yeah. But, doesn't that suck? That whole you can't eat shit, you know? Like, everything that you want to eat is like, you know, well, you shouldn't have that, and you're like, yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
shouldn't be.
I've already, like, you know, I shouldn't be eating the sugar, which is fine. I was all right with that. I wasn't too bad, but now it's like, and now don't eat salt. And you look at every freaking thing out there has buku salt. It's just crazy.
Well, or anything that tastes good has salt in it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And I go every year because my wife nags me to get the checkup, and I hate it. I fucking despise going to the doctor because they're just like going to the car dealer. You know, you bring your car in for a rattling muffler, and they find 25 other things you should fix.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know, Scotch Guard and Rusty Jones, and you should have you need the new wiper blade. And it's the same way at the doctor now. When you go there, they see you got an insurance card, and they go fucking nuts on you. And I hate it. And this time was the old, you know, she puts the glove on and jams a finger up my ass. And I said, Doc, you know, you're not going to take me to dinner or talk dirty. You're just going to jam a fucking finger up my ass.
Oh, yeah.
And so I said, she goes, well, I need a blood sample, a urine sample, and a fecal sample. So I said, well, why don't I just give you my underwear? Because everything you want is right there.
Hey, one-stop shopping, so to say.
Right. Here you go.
That's killer.
Just cut a swatch of the crotch area out of my underwear, and you got all you want there. You could solve 75 crimes in the fucking tri-state area with the DNA that's going to pop up in the system when you put that in.
Oh my God.
So she goes, well, I'd like you to go get a colonoscopy. And I had one of these fucking things like 3 years ago. I don't know if you've ever had these things.
Yes, I had one.
You guys, you're not at that age yet, most of you. But,
No,
you know.
they're all too young except for me. I had
Well,
one.
you see, the thing about the colonoscopy is the colonoscopy itself is a breeze. The prep sucks. You got to drink this shit that makes you, you know, cleanse your system, and shit comes out that you ate in 1972. You know, like the fucking army man with the flamethrower, gum, piece of foil, you know, a hat, all kinds of shit comes out. And you're like, when the fuck did I eat cabbage in the last, like, you know, and it's like, it's not even cabbage. You see shit in there like a ball of hair, you know, a hairbrush, you know, all kinds of psycho shit. So anyway, you go in there and they give you this Demerol. And let me tell you something about Demerol. Whoever invented drugs knew what the fuck he was doing with Demerol, let me tell you. Because, you know, the Filipino broad hooks your arm up to this fucking Demerol, and it's like you're basically now Laurence Olivier and Marathon Man can come in and ask me whatever the fuck he wants, and I'll tell him. This is like, if they give me this shit and they ask me about Al-Qaeda, I'll tell them right where to bomb O'Hare. I won't, you know, because Demerol is like the greatest shit you'll ever have. And then they start showing you pictures of a camera going in your ass, and it pretty much looks like a camera going in your ass.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Yeah, mine looks like it's going through when they cut through those redwoods on Route 66, where it's just all fucking jagged, and there's a rusty car and a tire and a hobo sitting there asking for money, you know, and a fucking, it's just not pretty. So, and then at the end of it all, the guy goes, well, you didn't really need this. And you're like, well, what the well, you know, look, Doc, when I got up this morning, it wasn't on my list of shit to do, like put a camera in my ass, really. Although with me, you could send the news guy in with the shoulder mount. It wouldn't matter because my ass is so big. I don't need the fancy one like from Mission Impossible. It goes under the door. Don't need the fiber optic shit. Not called for. You could bring in the big lens and just put like a garbage bag over it to keep it from getting messy.
Yeah, for me,
so I said, Doc, listen, let me tell you something. You know, sometimes, and this is what I love. You think this life is simple. You know, I could talk to you guys. We know each other well at this point, so I could talk to you. No one's going to hear this anyway. So
No.
Once they see I'm on, they're like, I don't want to hear it. They want to listen to Mike Norton or, you know, Joe Quesada or the guy with the book about the mice. They don't give a shit about me. So. So I said, sometimes when I shit, you know, it hurts. And he goes, well, what are you doing? And I go, well, I don't know. I sit down, I get a couple of fucking back issues of Eternals, and I sit down to take a shit. What do I do? And he says, well, are you straining? And I go, well, I don't know. Sometimes I guess I'm kind of, you know, got an objective when I sit the fuck down, and your ass doesn't always cooperate. Well, you shouldn't strain. You should only shit when it's going to come out by itself. So now basically I'm supposed to wait till I'm ready to shit my pants before I go to the bathroom. And I got to play Jesse Owens and knock my kid over and run to the bathroom. So he goes, you need to eat more, like you, Jamie, you need to eat more fiber. You have more fiber. You got more, you know, more lettuce and you know, less, you know, no more pork rinds, and you got to cut out, you know, you should cut out red meat. I'm like, cut out red meat? I mean, what is this? What do you mean cut out red meat? I mean, it's like basically, you know, I'm like to the point now where every time I go to the doctor, they tell me something that I don't want to know. That 10 minutes ago I could have eaten meat and now I can't. It tells me to give up cigars, stop smoking. And I only smoke a cigar once in a while, you know. But, you know, then they sent me for a fucking sleep study while they got me there. She goes, well, why not? Send him for a sleep study. No. Bring his car up and charge him for the car wash, too, while you're at it. You know?
Uh-huh.
So I go for a fucking sleep study. You go into there and they hook up electrodes to your balls, your ass, your teeth, your hair.
He's not lying because I've done 2 sleep studies.
Right?
And
they hook you up to shit. You look like, I'm telling you, you look like the Mark II version of Iron Man when you go to bed.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
What you got.
Yeah, there are electrodes everywhere.
Yeah, so I get up in the morning, and the guy's got a light. He's watching me, and I said, well, listen, Doc, can I masturbate? Because I usually whack off before I go to sleep. And he goes, I don't know if that's good. And I said, Doc, I'm kidding. I'm fucking kidding here. Fuck. You know, you assholes, you get a fucking diploma, and you get all serious on me. I said, I was just kidding. Jesus Christ. So they watch you literally watch you like it's something out of the fucking Matrix now. Like they're watching you there's a green light over there's a red one. They're watching your breathing, your farting, everything. You get up in the morning and the guy goes, oh, well, it looks like you had some problems. Well, you know, you got me hooked up to all these wires and you're watching me. So how the fuck am I supposed to sleep normal? You know, normally it's like around here, it's like trying to sleep on the corner of fucking State and Madison anyway. So what difference does it make? I only went for the sleep study so I could get some sleep away from my 2-year-old. That was the only reason I went. I said, Doc, can I stay another fucking 8 hours? Because it's quiet here. And so he tells me I'm not a candidate for the mask, Jamie.
Yeah.
So, and you know the mask. The mask is like sleeping with your fucking head hanging out the window of your car going 90 miles an hour.
I have that now.
Well, if it helps you, great. It didn't do me any good at all.
Yeah, it does.
Did me no good at all.
It does, and it'll actually help all these guys get some sleep when we sleep out on the road at cons. But yeah, it's done wonders for me. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, because they got one you could take on the road, too, a smaller one, a travel version if you get, you know. So you don't have to take the big machine or whatever.
Yeah.
But the one that I went, I said, hey, listen, you know, you set me up here to go to sleep. You got no fucking porn. You got no dirty magazines in here. You got nothing. So I brought my own. Is that okay? And he says, no, you shouldn't have anything outside of what you normally have. And I said, well, they canceled Busty, my subscription, since I got married. So, I got chocolate singles, which, is pretty good once you get through the holiday months of the what's hot and what's not bullshit. And I'm just trying to fucking make the best of this bullshit because it's basically these fucking doctors. I'm sorry, I hate to sound like one of these assholes, but it's just a scam nowadays when you go to the doctor. I mean, they're like fucking shoe salesmen, these pricks.
Yeah,
you go to the dentist. I got in a fist fight with my dentist. Well, I see a fucking dentist because he goes, "Well, Sal, you need to see a periodontist here, and you might have to have surgery, and I'm thinking you should get braces."
Wow.
Okay? So I said, Doc, look at me. Look, this is it. It's not getting any fucking better. Right here. This is it. It's downhill from here. At this point, my teeth are going to rot and fall out. Braces? What, am I fucking Leif Garrett? Where am I going that I need fucking braces? What? To sell Alex Ross paintings? They ain't going to do shit for me. Where the fuck am I going? Wait, now I'm Joni Loves Chachi? Get the fuck out of here. Braces? Well, Sal, it's a tray now. You put an invisible tray in your mouth. I'm like, I don't give a... Let me guess. $5,000 for a piece of plastic. No, not about $4,600. I go, oh, it's on sale. $4,600. I go, I know how I can get it for free. I put my fucking coat on and I walk out of here. There you go. I don't have to worry about fucking braces. Oh. You know who gets braces? Little Mary next door, who's in second grade. She gets braces. Well, then you should see the periodontist because we have to scaling. I love the words that come up with this shit. Scaling he wants me to get because your gums are approaching too fast over your teeth. I'm like, what in the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I thought gums only receded. I didn't think they crept down over the teeth.
Right? No, this is the shit that they come up with. Now, mind you, I ain't gonna lie and say that I'm one of. I always lie when I go to the dentist. I go, I floss 3 times a day. Brush at least 3 times a day. No problem. I don't know what we're talking about. When I floss my teeth on the mirror, there's like a pork chop, there's a fucking piece of chicken, there's like there's like a piece of mushroom. There's shit that I ate from the con back at, Wizard World set 1985, shit on there. So I'm not going to lie and say that I'm, Farrah Fawcett when it comes to brushing my fucking teeth. But braces? I mean, what kind of happy horse shit is this? How about I wear one of those mouthpieces like the boxers got? There you go. $1.50, at Sport Mart, and nobody's the wiser.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy. I just saw on your Facebook that you have a dentist appointment this week.
I got to go on Wednesday because the last time I went, I walked out, and I got in a fight with the guy. So I apologized, and I told him that I was going back because I got to go get this cleaning or whatever, because my wife drives me crazy with the guy. And now they want you to go get your teeth cleaned every 3 months. Don't you love that? It went from once a year to twice a year to now it's every 3 months.
Whoa, my dentist is still the 6-month schedule. Yeah,
6 months. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but ask them because that's the new sales thing now. They tell you they want you every 3 months now because it's like how to with your car with the oil. They used to be 5,000, now it's 3,000. Pretty soon they'll want you to change it after you go around the block. They'll say, "Oh no, you got to change your oil." Did you eat something today? Oh, we got to clean your teeth. You got to come in now. Have you gotten to the part of the show yet where you regretted asking me to be on yet? That's all I need to know.
No, we never get to that part.
At some point I could hear why the fuck did we, whose idea was it to ask him again? Was that Peter? I can't remember. Or was it Jamie? Jamie doesn't give a shit, so it probably wasn't Jamie.
Yeah. That's true.
Jamie could give a fuck because maybe Sal will give him free porn, so he figures why not.
Damn straight. Keep your friends close. Keep your porn buddies closer.
You keep the fucking porn closer. I'm telling you. Thank God. And I always keep a fake window open on your computer to cover the porn, which is always. But that's my method. You know, I keep like Wall Street Journal open or something. When my wife walks in, she's like, "Wow, oh yeah, just keeping up on our mutual funds and things like that." But if she slid it over, you know, you got all kinds of fucking just deranged shit on there, just fucking beyond deranged. Where who's ever watching me, whenever the flag goes up, they're like, "We need to keep an eye on this fucking guy. You know, he's on a no flight risk. This cocksucker right here."
How does he
He's
keep...
like the guy, you know, that lit his underwear right here, sitting next to him. You know, reading Tomica right here.
Yep, Sal's in barnyard love again, so we just...
That's right. That's right. Backdoor bonanza.
How's the Tomica going?
Well, really well, man. I'm just kicking forward with the annual and doing a lot of shit on the side, you know, to keep my chops up, drawing other characters and different things. And it's nice to be home working just on my own shit for a long time. I don't really get into gear with the arts sales stuff until, you know, well, probably next month. So the party's over. So
I saw
all
you
through the holidays.
I saw you and Buzz have been doing this sketch a day thing on Facebook.
Yeah, that's just kind of something Buzz, you know, threw out there, and he said, "Hey, you know, why don't we?" Because him and Angel and Angel joined on, and Joel Adams, Neil Adams' son, just decided that there's a lot of cool characters that we really like. We found we had a mutual interest in a lot of old or just obscure Marvel characters from the 70s, you know, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And so Buzz said, "Hey, man, why don't we do a sketch a day?" Just for us, and put it on Facebook and you know, fuck with each other. So I said, yeah. You know, so you know, I used to do a ton of marker work when I was back at Leo Burnett. So I just, you know, break out the markers and make time to do one a day of just an obscure character that I really like. Today I put up Brother Voodoo, I think it was.
Yeah, so I'm looking at your Metal Men piece now. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm having a good time with it. It was I told Buzz, I said, it was a good idea. And Buzz could fucking knock these things out in 10 minutes. But, you know, I'm trying to, you know, kick it in the ass a little bit with the markers. But Buzz just, you know, breaks out the brush, and the stuff all looks great.
Wow, the thing you did, the thing in Human Torch, that is one of the most wicked things I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's
fantastic.
I'm just trying not to think so much, you know. Just basically, if I was going to draw it, that's how I would draw it. I just you know, knock it out, and you know, I made a list of all these funky characters that I like. You know, Electro and the Shocker, and you know, all the old costumes, not the new versions. I see what they do to some of these characters, and I'm just not, you know, all that thrilled with them. So.
Yeah, I gotta say, I've been watching that too, both you and Buzz. And I love, you know, because you know, Buzz has his style, and it's basically it's the same style you see out there. But with you, I just like the interpretations, like Brian said, of the thing when you know, with the kind of like almost looked like he had barnacles on him the way you drew it, and I thought that was really cool, and I'm really digging your interpretations of some of these characters. So I keep looking forward to that.
Well, you see, that's a blessing and a curse. That's kind of the reason that I could never get into mainstream comics, or they would really never, you know, wanted to use my stuff, was because every time I tried to draw, you know, kind of what they're looking for, cleaner, nicer, more linear, you know, tighter draftsmanship, I just, no matter how hard I tried to do that stuff, I just always kind of started to feel, you know, it was just like, wait, I wanted to kind of stretch out a little bit, which is why I was always such a huge fan of Sienkiewicz and guys like that. Not that, you know, I've always admired guys that could draw like Buzz and, you know, that John Romita, Neil Adams style where things are just, their use of the brush is tight, and, you know, like Alex is the same way. I mean, Alex and I, you know, our philosophies on things are always, he's always kind of, he likes what I do, but he's like, man, this is fucked up. But that's kind of, you know, a blessing and a curse. But as I'm getting older, it's just like, fuck it, it is what it is. This is how I draw it. This is the way I enjoy drawing it, and, you know, I'm not, if you're working for an editor and they tell you, hey, it has to be this way, then okay. You know, you have to kind of give them what they want because they're paying you. But if we're just, you know, tooling around on Facebook just for shits and giggles, then that's, you know, the way I want to do it. So, but I'm having a good time. In fact, I called Buzz the other day. I said, man, this is a great idea. we're getting on each other, to get one in there every day. And sometimes, you get late in the day and you're like, oh, fuck, And then you sit down and you're like, you'll be surprised sometimes when you're not trying. Those are the best ones you do.
I'm looking at the one Buzz did of The Shadow, and it's a bit of a departure from his normal style, and there's a lot of like cross hatching, and it's beautiful. And that kind of made me remember the piece he did at Heroes Con for the auction. Did you see it, Pants?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Was that the Marvel women? Is that the one you're talking about?
I think I can't remember what it was, but I just remember I walked past. I'm like, oh, where's the Buzz piece? And I looked at this piece and went, wow, this is beautiful. Oh, this is the Buzz piece. Like, it took me a minute to realize that it was probably Buzz because it was so different from his normal style, and it just shows how mad skills the guy's got because he can draw in these different techniques and still knock him out of the park.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and then, when he decides to lay in with the cross-hatching, or he does a lot, he'll add a lot of, like he did a Jack of Hearts, which I really like, where he'll add a lot of nice wash in the back, where he'll do grays, and it's it's good because we're getting on each other just to put one up there, even if it's not the greatest. Just as long as you're putting it up there and you're clearly trying to just say, all right, it's late in the day, and so here you go. It's just it could be looser, it could be just pencil, it could be black and white. It doesn't matter. It's just trying to keep your chops up. And then at the end of the year, you got to, or as you start to look back, you go, holy shit! I think we've already done 25 of them or something like that. So
that's awesome.
20. Yeah, no, it's a good time, man. We're trying to keep it, because some people get on there and get cute, but it's like, oh fuck, I don't care.
More people, go ahead. I was going to say more artists should do that. I love. Some artists have these sketch blogs or whatever, and it's just like every once in a while. Sometimes it's every day. Sometimes just a couple times a week. You get to look at a cool sketch, and it's fun. I mean, as comic fans, art's a big part, and it's just fun looking at this artwork. You kind of feel like you're standing over their shoulder while they're drawing. In fact, some artists are doing these live streaming video shows where they got the camera aimed at their desk, and you just watch for 20 minutes as they draw something, and it's pretty cool to just get to see him work. For people who can't draw, it's really fun watching people draw. That's and
what's cool about it is what I like about watching certain people or guys that I really like is that some guys are great to watch because you can really kind of see what they're doing and how it works, and then there's other guys that I'm amazed when you watch them because they start the piece and they don't really know what it's going to look like once they start it. Like when I watch Sienkiewicz work, he works in a way where he's just kind of, moment to moment, it's dictated by just how he feels, it should look. And I mean, I've seen him do whole pieces and then just take out the white pen and start crossing out certain areas to give it atmosphere. And then there's, on the other side, there's guys like, a Neil Adams or a John Romita or even, Buzz to that, where the minute, the line they put down is the line. And it's a strong, powerful kind of statement. And then there's guys like Alex, who it's just, I've sat next to him on an airplane, and it's unfucking believable what this guy can do out of his head. I'll say, hey, I'll name 3 characters that are real obscure, and he'll, and by the time we get there, it's such a super tight, complete drawing, whereas mine, I like to be, some of these other guys like to be a little more, looser with it and abstract. So, different guys, their mindset is just completely different of, when they start out versus what they wind up with. Like Angel's like that. Angel will do some of his best stuff is stuff that he just did, like a loose sketch, prepping for a page or something. And he's got piles of that stuff at cons. So whenever you see Angel Medina at a show, look at some of the stuff he's got just laying around on his table. He's got some amazing little drawings.
I was watching Simone's sketch at San Diego 2 years ago, and most artists that I've seen, they will do that real quick, loose sketch that says, okay, here's where my figure's going to be. Here's the shape. I know the leg's going to be this way and the arm's going to be over here, but it's really, really loose. He just kind of started drawing the foot and just And it was perfect. Like every line he put down on that foot was the line that it was going to be when it was done. And he just worked his way up from the foot all the way up to the head of the character. And the proportion, everything was spot on. Like in his head, he has that image so perfectly ready to go that he just had to put it down on paper. He didn't bother with the loose sketch because he didn't need it. And I was like, that's the first time I've ever seen anybody do that. And I couldn't believe...
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of guys... What's cool is just everybody's got a different school. Everybody's got a different way that they approach it. And the mistake young artists make is they watch the way one guy draws, and then they think that that's the way they should draw. And it's like... and God help me, I hate to use this as an example, but How to Draw the Marvel Way is a horrible example for some people. And God strike me dead, John Buscema is my absolute favorite. Him and Jack Kirby are like 1-1. But when you teach a kid to draw a figure from the wire, from scratch, like here's your shoulder, here's his arms, here's his legs, that's great, for some people. Other people like Simone, Alex is like that. He'll start just in one corner of like a guy's head and start laying it out the way he sees it. Buzz is the same way. Buzz will, lay out a rough outline and then go. But to tell a kid he needs to build from a skeleton on up, it's apples and oranges. It's not always the right way for everybody. And if you tell them this is the way you should draw, that can hurt them sometimes because kids should just basically draw whatever feels natural. It's like throwing a baseball. The more you think about it, the more you fuck it up. It's like shitting. You shouldn't think. You should just shit.
or yeah.
You got to wait till it's like that ball in Raiders of the Lost Ark, where it's just rolling down at you, and you got to run the fuck out of the way. Otherwise, guys with the arrows are outside waiting for you. Are you guys pissed off that Harrison Ford doesn't kick ass anymore in his movies? I see some of these after-school specials he makes now, and I'm a little discouraged.
Co-starring with Brendan Fraser. I mean, what's up?
Yeah,
with that?
but I like him. Give me some Jack Ryan, and give me some, Indiana Jones without him hiding in a refrigerator, and give me some, kicking some ass. Not. I don't want him being a cute little doctor who's, eating out of a vending machine. I want him, chasing Russians and submarines and fighting, Puerto Ricans and South America and all that kind of shit.
It's that Callista Flockhart. He got hooked up with her and then she sissified him.
Oh, that's well. Once they get to a certain age, as an old guy, you just don't give a shit. If it's, come on, who's kidding who? He's not with her because she's gonna, talk about life and shit like that. He's just like, what? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, past that. Are you through with that? Yeah, okay. I'm at the age now where I gotta announce ahead of time what I'm gonna watch 2 days before I watch it. Like Sunday, last week I was like, hey, Sunday, NFC, AFC. That's what I'm watching Sunday. So if whatever design or cooking or bullshit, two gay guys redoing a firehouse into a condo, if that's on, go to Sears and watch some of the I don't know what to tell you because I'm watching the ball games. Just so you know. So when the game comes out, they don't give you that old, were you watching this? You're like, yeah, I was, a minute ago, and If someone's going to pay the next mortgage payment, I am. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll be at the fucking, Apache Motor Lodge over on Tui and Pulaski next year, sleeping. But the NFL, I don't have a lot. I got the playoffs, and I don't know how you guys are with football, but I look forward to the playoffs every year. And now we got nothing except we got the NBA and we got hockey, but not like the NFL.
Yeah, because you only got really one more game. It's not the Pro Bowl who gives a rat's ass, really.
Yeah. I love the fact that they told Hawaii, listen, give us back the Pro Bowl. You guys fucked it up.
For 1 year.
Nobody went. Nobody would go. You'd watch the Pro Bowl and the stands would be empty. There'd be nobody there except the families of the players who wanted a free trip, But they finally got smart and took it out of there and put it in Miami. and said, guys, look, if you're not going to go to the game, then let's put it somewhere where we can actually, people give a shit. Not like you said, though, Jamie. Not that anybody watches it. I don't know.
Yeah,
cares.
They may watch it this year just to get a fix of football before the Super Bowl, but
yeah. You guys give a shit this year or no?
No, not really.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I could give a shit about either team, honestly.
I kind of like the Saints story, but Indianapolis.
Oh, cut it out! Stop it! You're another one of those guys that used to be holes in the roof and all that shit. Come on. Do you remember what it was like before Katrina? People always use Katrina as, well, I want to see the Saints win because of Katrina. They hated those fucking Saints before Katrina. With the bags over their heads, and they made their lives miserable. They were a cunt hair away from moving out of New Orleans before Katrina.
Well, no, I know, but still, it's one of those. It happened, and I agree. It's not they're winning it for the spirit of Nolans and Louisiana, but to me
all
that's
that Nolans bullshit. It's like, come on, guys, stop it.
But it's a better story than freaking white bread Peyton Manning, who's boring as shit.
No, you're right. Indianapolis is like, guys, who cares? They got that stadium that from the air looks like the little shack where you park your lawnmower. You ever see what the stadium looks like that the Colts play in?
Uh-huh.
This is not a pretty building. It's where you keep your garden tools and your little, your little weed whacker, and where you put like the shit to clean the pond, and then you look at it from here and you go, did you see what the Cowboys built, man? It's like, now that's a fuck you stadium right there.
You got that right.
That's like a Jesus Christ kind of stadium. And then you look at where the Colts play and you're like, come on, guys, stop it. You've been fucking, you've been eating too much beef jerky and drinking Mountain Dew out here for too long. You got to get a real stadium.
I'm just bummed that the Vikings are out, because that would have brought my best friend a serious paycheck. So I'm disappointed.
Really?
He works for the Vikings, and so every time.
Oh, okay. Well,
once
you probably get all right anyway, right, with the playoffs and
Yeah, right. But it's like substantial. The amount the bonuses jump as you make it each level of the playoffs. Like, just for getting in the playoffs, they get like, I don't know, $20,000 or something. And then, making it to the second round, they get like $45,000 or something. And then making it into the Super Bowl, you get like $80,000. And winning the Super Bowl, you get like $120,000. So it would have been a huge jump.
He probably gets a ring if
he does.
Yeah.
And that's worth like $25,000 plus or something. So it's
easily
substantial. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm disappointed because he just got divorced so he could use the money,
Oh, okay. Well, now I feel bad.
Yeah.
I didn't feel bad before. No, I'm not a big Brett Favre guy because, everybody's all, they never stop kissing this guy's ass on television about everything he's done. And you finally get to the point where you're like, guys, this guy hasn't cured cancer. It's like, stop it already. I mean, he's an old hillbilly. Let's go. We'll talk about something else. And he was a Packer and a Viking, which in Chicago we despise. So it's like, guys, he's Al-Qaeda, Skrull, and a Nazi all at the same time. Okay? So when people go, aren't you fascinated with Brett? I go, not even for 5 seconds do I give a shit about Brett Favre. I mean, and then he may or may not. Guys, stop it. I mean, you're selling Brett Favre soap opera bullshit to the wrong guy. I mean, I'm like, guys, he was a Packer. I'm sorry. So that's it. It's always the way he'll be, as far as I'm concerned.
So now next year when he comes back and he leads the Bears sign him. Then you're just.
Now you know what, you want to know the truth, Jamie? I couldn't stomach that. I still would. It's like, how it is with the Eagles.
Yeah.
How would you be if Palomalu came to the Eagles?
We don't really care about the Steelers.
You'd root for him, but part of you'd be like, he's a fucking Steeler, or Tony Romo.
There you go.
That would be the one.
Now you're pressing our
buttons. All right? How's that?
Yeah.
How would you? Could you root for that son of a bitch?
Nope.
That bow-legged bastard? No.
I think not.
It'll be hard. It definitely would be hard.
And in Philly, anybody whose name rhymes with homo, he couldn't live in fucking Philly. It just couldn't work.
We are not the most tolerant
He couldn't
city
get
in
out
the
of bed in the morning. They'd be waiting for him outside.
It would make for really good talk radio, that's for certain.
Yeah, I mean, Philly's another one of those teams. It's just like you guys, when you lose, it's like don't talk to anybody. That's how it is with the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
With Cutler, it's like don't talk to anybody. It's like with the interceptions and the bullshit, and it was one of those years where people, those fuckers in Chicago, they don't go to work when the Bears lose. I mean, that's how much of a Bear town it is.
Yeah.
White Sox, Cubs, not really. Bulls, people really, give a shit. Blackhawks, it's like you guys. It's kind of a cult following for hockey, but not like football. Not like football.
Yeah.
Philly's about the same with Chicago in terms of, there's that rabid following for hockey. But, it lost a lot over the years because the Hawks were pretty bad for a long time. So.
Hey, this year they're pretty good, though.
They're pretty good. They got a lot of guys that are like 12 that play, skate around and they cry when they don't score. Shit. But they're good. I mean, but you know how the NHL is. It's all about the playoffs. It's about what they do in the playoffs.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
can win all year and nobody gives a shit.
Well, since just about every team makes the playoffs, it's
Well, no, the NHL plays all year to eliminate 3 teams.
pretty much.
Yeah, Columbus doesn't make it. The Kings, in Los Angeles don't make it. Peter, he doesn't give a shit. Peter, I always love it because I get these emails of how he can't wait he's looking so forward to talking to me. And the last 5 times I've been on the show, he's never on the show anymore.
He's lost in New Hampshire right now.
No, I think I said something. I pissed him off about something.
No, get the hell out of here.
I think so.
That's not true.
I made fun of I don't know, Bob Fosse or some shit like that.
As long as you didn't make fun of the Dutch,
Oh, right. That's right. I forgot about that. The guy is like he's that Visa commercial where he's the guy who goes to Norway and finds out that he's really a Puerto Rican. Only the opposite now. He found out that he really needs to go work and he doesn't have an excuse not to work. So
I can't keep perpetuating that stereotype anymore.
Yeah, I mean it's like Jesse. I'm like Jesse. I don't really know where to start. It's like Angel. When Angel busts my balls, it's like the same way. You just they go for the most obvious. So why shouldn't I? They grab the thing that they like Simone. Likes to tell me, oh, you're fat and you're this and that. Like Simone, I don't even make fun of Simone because it's too fucking easy. It's like he's like the kid that wears the helmet to school. There's nothing you can say to him. There's no fucking point. It's like, Simone, stop it. He's got a nice family, so I don't make fun of him. So tell me a little about you guys. What is it exactly you guys want to do with the rest of your life? Did your parents ever have that conversation with you? One time, and this was like when I was 35, my mom goes, so what are you going to do? And I'm like, Ma, do I know you? It's like, what do you mean, what do I want to do? That train's pulled out of the station. What do you mean? I'm not getting out of high school to go see my guidance counselor.
I want to not work. I'm trying to figure out how to make that happen. It's proving to be difficult.
Yeah, it's a good time. Well, I mean, and not break the law.
Well, right. And not become Puerto Rican,
That's basically it, right. Yeah. Jamie, what are you going to do?
I don't know.
When you get out of high school?
When I get out of high school, wow. Yeah, that talk about trains that pulled out of
What
the
did you guys want to do? Are you pretty much doing what you wanted to do when you got out of high school? When you were in high school, what did you guys want to do? I mean, did you have an idea of like?
I had no idea.
You had no idea.
I think I wanted to be into like a computer programmer or something along those lines, and then I got to college and figured out, oh, I can't hack this.
Yeah.
Is that a pun?
No, actually, it wasn't.
No, I mean, it's like there was like that window when computers were first getting into the norm where you had to be a fucking brain surgeon to figure these things out. I mean, they were fucked up. I mean, and then year by year, it got easier and easier how to deal with computers. But, man, when they first came out, it was like, holy shit. Remember with AOL, and you had to dial up, and you had to, a printer cost, like $2,000, and it was just, a scanner was the same way, $2,000 for a scanner. And, the big monitor is fucked up,
Pants, you really don't think you could be a computer programmer?
Well, I had a couple of classes. Oh God, I want to say, this is like late '80s, early '90s.
Like Pascal
and COBOL and that kind of stuff. And
that's not programming. Come on.
Well, again,
no, I mean it is, but not by today's standards.
I don't know. I guess that's really what I wanted, but then I realized, at that time I wasn't very good at it. It's rare for me to be in something that I'm not good at, because usually if I go into it, I know I'm going to be good at it. But I just couldn't hack it. Again, no pun intended.
See, Alex is one of those fucking guys who aggravates me. Oh, he knew when we were at Burnett, this son of a bitch was going to draw for Marvel, and he knew that he was going to draw for Marvel, and he knew he was going to be great. That's how he was. He was that type of fucking guy. He's like, I was like, hey man, did you know this stuff was going to go over? He's like, yeah, pretty much. No, he's that kind of fucking guy. He aggravates me. I mean, he knew. I mean, even though, and mind you now, when he first submitted his Marvel's proposal, they told him to go suck 2 dicks instead of 1. They said no, they didn't want it. I mean, he had his first writer leave the project because he had was trying to band, or I don't know what he was doing. He was fucking monastery, or I don't know what the fuck. So he was like, they said no. And he was like, he was like, okay, and he went back to work at the agency, and then, 6 months later, they were like, they greenlit it, and then he worked his ass off on it, and he kept his job while he was working on Marvels, and then, it went, it did really well, and then that's when he started to get other gigs, but he kind of knew all along that that stuff, that he's a very, very confident guy, very, very, disciplined, confident guy.
That's good, though, if you don't have that. I mean, it's one thing to be confident about skills you don't have. That's where the shysters come in. But when you're confident about skills you do have, that's what moves you forward in life, because people can tell that you need to show that confidence. Otherwise, people aren't going to hire you or trust you or rely on you. And so if you just put it out there like, I'm a goddamn good programmer, and I let people know it. I'm not the best programmer, but I'm good.
Artist. Some things you really need to be confident. Like anything that's like you're going to be an athlete, a musician, an artist, anything with the arts. If you don't have self-confidence, forget about it. It's just not going to fly. I mean, I was told to go fuck myself by every major editor there was. Everybody. I mean, there was no line that I did not stand in. There was no piece of shit editor who are now selling fucking storm windows that I did not hear, you've got to be out of your fucking mind. This stuff looks like you did a lot of brown acid in high school and, blah, blah, blah. And it was one of those deals where it's like, okay, I listened to the constructive stuff, but if you were to, I knew some guys that they just want to get a positive reading on their work, and then that's it. They're happy. They don't even pursue it anymore. They just want to hear, I could have got a job. And then they walk around going, I could have worked for Marvel. And then there was other guys. I knew some really, really good, and any artist could tell you this, that they knew really, really good artists, guys that were killer, and they got a little bit of rejection, and that was it. They folded the tent, and they never went back. They just couldn't deal with anybody telling them anything, and they just never pursued it. Buzz was like that. When I met Buzz, he introduced me to a whole nest of guys. Some of them were okay, but some of them were very good. And over the years, one thing or another, a lot of them just said, fuck it. And they just, they said, see you later. They just couldn't deal with any type of rejection. So, a lot of it is, and I remember, Sal Buscema told me, he said, most of it is just, you have to keep pursuing it. It's tenacity, most of the comic business. If you hang around long enough, you'll get work, some guys. There's some artists out there that are very ordinary, but they get their shit done. They meet their deadlines. They're not pain in the asses, and so they get hired. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's a lot of them that I see at shows. that are okay. Nothing that you want. I mean, in contrast to other artists that are much better that aren't getting any gigs because they just don't fucking, show up, or the guy decides, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore, or he just says, fuck it, I'm leaving. I'm joining. Like, Boss had a friend that just said, fuck it, I'm joining the Army. Right in the middle of, I want to work for Marvel, I'm joining the Army. And he went away to the fucking Army. Who knows whatever happened to the guy, It's like, what are you going to do,
So, Pants, you got to keep sending your submissions to Marvel. Eventually.
And same with writers, too. There's a lot of writers, and it's just, man, with writing, it's 10 times harder getting a guy to read your fucking script. Jesus Christ. Man, it's like, it's hard as an artist. I can't even imagine being a writer.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of effort to look at a few pictures on a page, but to sit down and read a script is a big time commitment. Yeah,
because there's a lot of writers that, it's not that great. I work with guys that you're like, what? They send you 3 pages of ooh, ah, ouch, 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 and you're like, what the fuck? Took you 2 weeks to write this? Ouch, ouch, grunt, grunt, falls down the stairs. And you go, wow, thanks for the script, And then there are other guys that you get those scripts, you're like, what the fuck? How many panels do you think are on a page?
Yeah.
What is this? What am I drawing? The Bible? What are you doing? Stop it. So who have you guys had on lately? You had,
well, we had Sal Buscema on recently. You mentioned him.
I saw that. I listened to part of it, but then there was another guy that kept jumping in, so...
No, yeah.
Who was the other guy that kept jumping in claiming he was a big shot? And I was like, shut up and let Sal talk.
What did he do? He helped write the book or whatever or something? What was it?
Oh,
What was the
yeah,
deal?
No one cares. No. Here's Sal. No. A lot of interesting story of him and John. Of why those two, didn't, had a huge falling out and didn't talk anymore.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I think it had something to do with the wives. That's what I heard. The wives didn't get, and the wives didn't get along. And anybody who's married knows how that is. I mean, there's streets you can't drive on if your wife don't like them. I don't like this street here. We're not taking it anymore. And to save 2 hours, I'll just go around. I don't give a shit. It's like, here, go ahead. I'll walk here.
And especially if you're, and I'm not sure if they are, but two old school Italian gentlemen probably married 2 old school Italian ladies, and if they didn't like each other, oh, Maron.
Oh, forget it. You couldn't go over there. You couldn't talk about it. You couldn't go on your own. Go over there.
Yeah.
Because they just didn't like this one, didn't like that one, and there's that shit goes on today too, man. Where wives don't like wives, and then it's always a discussion, always a fucking discussion when you want to go somewhere and do something. See, I'm the worst kind of husband because I'll just go. I don't give a shit. What are you gonna do? Not talk to me?
You need to back me up on this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm like, I stick with my wife, but my wife's usually just the same way that I am. She could give a shit. She's like, I don't care. You're like, well, whatever. If I say I don't want to go to this, she's like, whatever. If you want to go, go. If we don't go, we don't go. Big deal. Otherwise, my God, they turn her into fucking, like an episode of Dynasty. Like, oh, she's trying to destroy me. That kind of shit. And you're like, what? The fuck are you talking about? They don't even know what you're saying. But in-laws got to be the worst. I mean, you guys got those fucking in-laws that you just want to smother with a pillow,
Only one married guy in the room, Sal.
Brothers, no, brothers, wives, and sisters, husbands, and fuckers that never shut the fuck up at holidays and don't know what they're talking about. Where you're just like, shut the fuck up, is what your eyes are saying, but you're going, really? Wow.
No, I don't have that. I have the brother-in-law who is the absolute epitome of the stereotypical hick. I mean, this guy could not.
There you go.
I have zero respect for the guy. Like he is, right. As far as I'm concerned, he's just a waste. Right? Like, I don't know. He drives me nuts, and I barely talk to him.
Cannon fodder. He's just fucking cannon fodder is all he is.
I mean,
one of those guys
like
that
Thanksgiving.
Should have bombs in Iraq.
Right. Like Thanksgiving, right? Okay, the family's supposed to be together. So we go to Tasha's parents' house, and she's got 3 sisters, and 2 of them are married, and one of them's got the boyfriend and everything, you know. So there's a lot of people there, and there's kids and whatever. And this guy, my brother-in-law, is out in the fucking garage, you know, doing whatever, drinking beers, you know, all day long, shitty, crappy beer, whatever. And then,
Whatever's on sale.
Thanksgiving, you know, finally time to eat. He comes in, sits down, talks loudly because he's been drinking a lot, eats in 10 minutes, and then disappears again. It's like, well, that's good because I don't want to look at him. But all day long, like, it's the whole point of Thanksgiving, right, is to be with your family at least a little bit, you know? Nah, 10 minutes and he's out the door again, you know? And it's like, what is the point? Like, why do you even have a family? Why don't you just go somewhere else? Just leave everybody alone.
Now, this is her husband or her boyfriend?
Yeah, her husband. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, you're fucked. Yeah, and there's nothing you can do because you know you got the relatives and you got them. I got like that. I got relatives where in-laws, where you can't fucking believe it. This was just world class white trash, where you're just like, fuck this is my response to things when they invite me. It's like you go there. You know, I went to my brother. I won't say which brother, in case, well, they don't have computers, so it doesn't matter. Because, you know, that computer was invented 20 years ago, so, you know, they don't keep up. But, you know, you go to the house, and he's got just like the whole, literally the cast from Lord of the Rings who were trying to break through the wall. You know, the guys with the catapults. You know, the big fucking ogres with the sticks that they're poking. That's my in-laws' barbecue when you get there. So you go and you try to make the best of it. You go, I'll stay fucking whatever, half an hour, and I'll get the fuck out of here. So I bring my now wife, who was then my girlfriend. So my wife is half Japanese. So these guys we sit down, and now mind you, I sit down and we're talking about cars. You got to keep it real primal. Cars.
Sports.
You know, yeah. Cars, short words, small sentences. Flashcards, nothing to do with division or fractions. Just keep it basic, like under 5th grade level. You know, cat and spot and shit like that.
That is so exactly my situation as well.
You got to keep it very simple. Yeah, I'm telling you, you got to keep it under a certain fuck. There's only so many brain cells that connect. The rest are just there just to hold his hat. They do serve no other purpose. So we start talking. I don't know how we got on the subject about motorcycles. So my brother Tony wanted to buy a Harley, but my brother Tony, you know, he fuck up a toaster. He can't use. He drive a Harley. He'll kill himself in 10 minutes going around a fucking block. He'll kill himself. So I told him, I said, you can't get a Harley. So, well, you know, I was like, yeah, but there's a lot of bikes. And then my in-laws proceed to start saying Jap bikes. Jap bikes are this and Jap bikes are that. So now I lean in and I go, hey man, will you do me a favor? Don't say Jap, because my girlfriend, you know, duh, you know, it's like, hello, look, you see, her eyes aren't slanted because it's smoky in here from your fucking pack of Newports. It's because she's half Japanese, stupid. So before it turns into an episode of Cops and you take your shirt off and start talking about why you're upset about Dale Earnhardt, don't say Jap anymore. Okay? With your UPS jacket on that you stole from some guy out of a fucking bar, you know. So the guy starts on me. He's like, well, I could say Jap, and I said, listen, I'm asking you nice, just out of respect, you know. So I go in the house, and I ask my brother, I go, listen, can you tell one of those fucking Mr. Toofus to stop saying Jap? So now my asshole brother comes out and starts yelling at the guy, and then that turns into a fight. And then the other guy, to show my brother how tough he is, shows him that he's going to chew glass.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking around and I'm going, this is why I drove the way the fuck out here. This is what your idea of a barbecue is. And to a man, I told my wife, I go, watch. This is how you get rid of these fucking guys. When the beer runs out, that's when everybody leaves. That's the hillbilly alarm. It's like a dog whistle to get the fuck out of there. That all you got to do is let it run out of whatever was on sale, you know, where red, white, and blue or black label or whatever the fuck it is. You know, you get more of a buzz by getting punched in the face than you do by this beer. And just get out. And then they started throwing watermelon at each other. And and every year my brother, well, why don't you come to my party? And I was like, well, because I just, you know, I'm sane is why I don't come to your party. I'm fucking sane. I don't like glass chewing. It turns into a fucking Todd Browning movie all of a sudden. And I don't like, a bunch of jag-offs saying, calling my wife a Jap and this and that. And it's like, it's just one of those things where you can't pick your in-laws. You just got to go with it and just say, hey, man, that's part of, being a grown-up. You got to just kind of ride it out and go, oh, hey. It's like that with neighbors when you live in the suburbs. Everybody's, hey. I don't know everybody's fucking names, They ask me about Garfield all the time. Hey, do you know the guy that draws Garfield? Do they even fucking have Garfield anymore? So, yeah, I'm like, no, I know the guy that draws, like, Snuffy or fucking, I'm like, I don't know. Who the fuck draws Garfield? How the fuck would I know the guy that draws Garfield?
Do you draw Gasoline Alley?
No, I'm serious. That's the question I get asked. Oh, yeah, that Garfield be tripping me out. The guy? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then they forget that they pay so little attention to your conversation that the next time you see them, they ask you again. Do you know the guy that... And I'm like, didn't I fucking talk to someone that looks just like you, who is just fucking annoying? And I got a lawnmower in my hand, so leave, will you please?
I know those people.
Jag-offs. You guys live in Pennsylvania. You've got no shortage of jag-offs where you live, believe me.
This is true.
I'm telling you, and they're half of them are in my wife's family.
My family, my mother the other day, she goes, over Christmas, she leans forward, she goes, did you know these people were Japanese when you got married? I said, Ma. I go, Ma. I'm like, you really got to read the bottle, whether you took the NyQuil or the Robitussin or the grape juice, because I'm like, I had an idea they were Japanese when I got married, Ma. Yes, I did. I really do. Oh, okay. Because I was just wondering, if your son is going to speak English or not. No, Ma, he's not going to speak English. He's going to walk around in a kimono with a white face. And we're gonna keep him in a cage and train him to be a ninja. Yes, Ma. He's gonna speak English. I think he might speak English because I want to be able to speak to my grandson.
Oh, great! Pants just hit the floor.
Then they just raise their voice the next sentence just to get because I want to talk to him. Damn it! You go, Ma. He'll speak English. Trust me. With the throwing stars, that doesn't come in until he's about 6. So don't worry about it. We're going to get him a little Kato outfit, and he's going to run around a little. I go, Ma, stop it, cut it out, stop it. Don't worry about it. I know about Pearl Harbor, and you had to ration sugar. That was 50 fucking years ago. Stop it now, will you? Will you cut it out? He's not, because your Uncle Nazy had to go in the jungle and look for those people. I'm like, Ma, that was a long fucking time ago. Uncle Nazy's been dead since fucking The Doors' first album came out. That was a long time ago. Yeah, but he got malaria. And then it goes into a whole other fucking conversation about how the Japanese fucked up my Uncle Nazy. I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with a 2-year-old standing right here?
My brother-in-law... They have two girls, and when I first entered the family, they were little, and now they're like 12 and 14 or something, right? But so when they were much smaller, I heard him say one day, "I don't want them watching that damn Dora the Explorer. I don't want them learning Spanish." Like, you talk about the most ignorant statement I've ever heard in my life. Like, I don't want my children to learn a second language, even though they're not going to be fluent by watching Dora. They might learn to count to 10 and say door and hello, but that, God forbid, they should learn any of that because that would actually help them in life,
Yeah, there's no fucking point in arguing. No point in arguing. I got to constantly, when I bring my in-laws over to my ma's house, I have to spend 2 days before, like, teaching classes on sensitivity training of my mother. I got to sit down with her. I got to go, Ma, what are the words we're not going to use tomorrow at the dinner table? We're not going to say Jap. We're not going to talk about the rising sun and Pearl Harbor and what you did that morning and all that shit, and VJ Day and what sailors got fucked during in Times Square that day. No one cares. No one cares. Because I want to crawl under the table and die when it starts happening, Because to cover her tracks, she just goes into the deplorable conditions of World War II. I go, Ma, last I saw, a Zero never fucking got to Chicago, and they weren't flying down Michigan Avenue. They weren't strafing the north side of Chicago. So I don't think you were in that much trouble. You weren't in a fucking POW camp, so stop it. Because Karen's family on the other side are like the uber Japanese, where the father was in one of those mini subs, that was in the water, and the family over there was in the army and in internment camps and all that shit. So they're nice enough to not give a shit anymore, where they're not going to hold it against anybody. I don't have to worry about my mother-in-law putting a mirror under my nose when I'm sleeping and shit, and getting, wake up and there's a spider in my bed like Dr. No or some shit. But, But on the other hand, you don't want to scratch the scab either, which my family does. I'm like, can't you pass the ham? Can you pass the fucking ham and not talk about the internment camps, please? Do we need to talk about Godzilla and the fucking H-bomb? Can we just talk about something else? What's going on with MODOK? What's he doing now? Talk about Hydra or some shit. Anything. I'll tell you about Garfield if you want. How's that?
Well, hopefully that's not what your son's working on upstairs in the
MODOK.
Yeah, a MODOK or a world domination, one of the two. The rise of the sun again.
I'm one of those dads where it's like it's going to be. I know my kid is just going to be just endlessly embarrassed by me. Yeah, I'm going to be one of those guys where he's going to tell his friends, guys. Now, it's just my dad. Now he talks a lot, and he tells really stupid stories. So just go with it, Or when I got to go visit him at college, I could see he's going to be like, "Oh, guys, my dad's coming." I'm sorry. Just go along with it. And he's crazy. He's going to tell you shit about selling artwork and bald Russian guys. Just listen to him. He's going to bring that yellow friend of his and that small Puerto Rican with him, and they're going to talk about farting and dirty movies and and shitting and all that kind of stuff. All that kind of shit. I told my wife, I go, as long as he's not in jail, I'll be happy. He just whatever the fuck he wants to do, and he's doing it. God bless. I want him to be one of them little Japanese kids that plays the violin with his toes, that kind of shit. Or I just sit in the back and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but hey, good for him. Hey, wow, look at that. Kid plays the cello or some shit. I don't know what the fuck.
You get into competitive
cut
eating.
The check. Yeah, you just cut the check. You go, here you go. And you rip the check out. And you go, there. Whatever college you want to go to, go ahead. Just be nice, Just come and change my diaper once in a while. And,
Yeah, my son and Yo-Yo Ma are together.
Yeah. Just because my wife, I know, will be gone. She'll be a witness protection probably by the time this airs. My wife is already packing a bag right now. I hear like she's getting the luggage out of the attic. And then by the time the fucking show comes on, it's like she took the fucking good car. Damn it. You find like the DVDs are gone. He took food out of the kitchen. The kid's room is empty. And then there's a note: "Fuck you, jag off." That's all it says. Can't put up with your shit anymore.
But surprisingly enough, she let all the cars all over the floor, so you step on them.
Yeah, or one of those hotels from Monopoly is what we used to lay. When my mother, when she stepped on that was the end of the Monopoly game. She'd go, hey, and you thought she wanted to play. She'd go, hey, who's got Monopoly? I'm like, not me. I think my sister's got. Oh, let me see it. And then she'd take the game, and it would vanish. It was like it was gone. That was it. You never see. It was like fucking Jimmy Hoffa. You never see it again. You never knew if she threw it away or she burned it. But once she stepped on a hotel barefoot, or the horse, the guy with the horse, little horse man. Yeah, that was the end of Monopoly. No more Monopoly in my house.
Oh, boy.
But they still make fucking Hot Wheels. God bless them.
Yes, they do.
I saw Hot Wheels the other day. I go, man, these fuckers still going strong with Hot Wheels, huh?
Oh, my God, yes. Yeah, we got all the Hot Wheels guys come in the store all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be out of control at this point. They make so damn many of them. I can't even imagine collecting
I can't imagine. I mean, we have, we can read our comics over and over again, but Hot Wheels in a little package, well, I guess I collect some toys, too. I guess it's each their own, but hundreds and thousands of those things over the years? I mean, good God.
I can't even imagine. When we were kids, they were a big deal because it was just, and you figured out a way to make them into a projectile. You turn the thing that shoots them around a track like up in the air, and you like hit the window, and until you fucked up something from my dad's, then the party was over. Then it was like, okay, fuck it. It's you turn the page and it's Galactus. You go, oh fuck. Daredevil ain't gonna help us in this one. You better go get somebody. You better go get somebody that can do something here. Call Thor. You fucked up some of Dad's shit. My sister's melted crayons once, and it was on the kitchen table, and it was Jesus Christ. It was like it turned into like the end of Fist of Fury in my house. There was so much ass kicking going on. It was like, my God, it was like the Rodney King video. There was so much fucking ass. It was like there was just wax all over the fucking table. It was, My sisters are nice, but they don't talk to me anymore. I wonder what I said. There's one sister's like, "Hey," whenever I see her. That's it. That's all she ever says to me.
All right. Well, it's been, believe it or not, it's been an hour and a half already.
I'm sorry.
No. It was gold.
Did you have any questions or no? Because I always love to read the forum where they're like, I don't get Sal. Why is he on the show? What's the purpose of that annoying son of a bitch? Like, I hang up. My wife goes, "What'd you guys talk about?" I go, "Fuck if I know. I know I just run my mouth."
Well, you actually, one of our listeners, help me out, the young from who has the marathon
not Devin. Is it Devin?
Devin Rodriguez, yeah. One of our young listeners. Actually, I think you met him in Mocha last year. Mm-hmm. Every Christmas Eve, he has a marathon of the Uncle Sal episodes from like midnight to midnight. It just in a play-by-play of every episode he's going through. It's fantastic.
Is this guy like is he institutionalized or is he a normal guy?
He's what, 16?
Something like that. He actually ran and got you food at Mocha this year or last year or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, nice guy. Yeah. Holy shit. I feel bad because I always start out going, I'm going to be nice and I'm going to be serious and I'm going to talk about But you guys are assholes. You never ask me any serious questions other than my ass or farting or something like that.
We never ask about the ass. It just kind of comes out.
It just goes there.
Yeah, you got ass problems because trust me, if you don't believe me, those that have them know what I'm talking about. Uh-huh. It is a cruel fucking joke. It really is. It is the most painful thing you'll ever go through, and I don't wish it on anybody except a couple of editors that. But it's like what Jamie and I were saying. You literally have to reduce yourself to eating like a 2-year-old. Then you can't eat anything that's fun anymore. You gotta the party's over, man.
Eat this paste. It's good for you.
You gotta eat just all that Richard Simmons shit. Fruit and vegetables and no booze.
I'm gonna try Soylent Green. That's what I think I'm gonna start eating.
Yeah, no boo. You gotta first couple things they tell you is alcohol and tobacco. That's the first two things they want you to cut out, and it's it's bad for you. What are you gonna do, man? When I went away to college, I sold my Mustang and I quit smoking, and my life was fucking downhill ever since. It's over with. Never should have done it. I met Angel Medina and Buzz and Jesse and Alex, all these jagoffs. The other day was Alex's birthday. Let's all say happy birthday to Alex.
Happy birthday, Alex.
Yeah, Alex said we got to get him on the show.
I would love to have him on.
Yeah, we got to. I'm serious though, because he said you guys got to. I'll do it under one condition: you don't bring me up.
All right.
We got plenty. Because I know it's going to be. I know it's probably his biggest source of embarrassment if you bring it up. Talk Talk about anything you want, and Lord knows he'll give you the gamut of whatever he thinks. He'll tell you about every movie and every artist, and he's very, 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 he's got an opinion. He won't play the PC shit on you. He'll tell you what he thinks.
Awesome.
But when you break into me, he'll start. What did he say? And that guy's an asshole, and blah blah blah. Because we have two relationships. We have this kind of relationship, and then we have the "what the fuck were you thinking" relationship.
I'm sure we could talk comics with him for a long time.
Yeah, let me tell you something, man. That guy knows his shit. He is like a serious comics guy. I get on the phone with him sometimes, and we start talking comics, and, you turn around, and it's like, it's time to go back to school. You're like, holy shit, is today a school day? He's a serious comics guy. He's working on some stuff for the Green Lantern movie right now. He's doing a lot of that stuff.
Very cool.
A lot of production paintings and things like that. I guess that and Thor are actually finally in the pipeline. They're moving forward on it.
Yeah.
Thor, I guess, is in the storyboard stage right now. I heard from somebody. Stephen Platt does a lot of the storyboards for these movies. You guys remember Stephen Platt?
Splat. You bet. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got really drunk and talked shit to him one time. I remember I felt so bad. So I did. I don't. Brian Azarella told me, he goes, man, why do you hate Stephen Platt? And I go, I don't even fucking know Stephen Platt. He goes, what are you talking about? You were at the Marvel party and you talked all kinds of shit to him. I go, Brian, I don't even remember what fucking state I was in yesterday. I was so drunk. Me and Buzz were doing shots of Patron or some shit. Oh. And then I think I said something about him and Liefeld. I started off on Liefeld or something. But I like Stephen Platt. Nice guy. You won't meet a nicer guy. But this was years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, back when I was skinny and Jamie and I could eat whatever we wanted.
One thing I do want to ask you about when you talk about skinny, I thought at the beginning of the year, didn't you say you were gonna do a marathon?
Yes, I'm doing very well. I'm down 14 pounds.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Very good. I'm actually born again hard. I'm like sticking with it, and I just cannot afford to have the fat suits anymore. Every year I'm like, I got to go get. Everybody's like, oh, Sal, every year you got new suits. You're such a. It's like, no. It's because last year's suits don't fit. Is why I always have new suits. It's not that I want to buy them. It's just that you get the fat man in a little coat thing going on, because every year my ass just gets bigger and bigger and my tits get bigger and hairier. And it's fucking disgusting. I could stand in front of you naked and you wouldn't see my genitals. That's how fat I got. Yeah, it's just that fucking bad.
That's a horrific image.
Yes. When you sit on the toilet, if no light can make it to touch the water, you're too fat. There should always be at least a little bit of light that can get through. And with me, I just engulfed the toilet at one point.
Well, you need those UV rays to sterilize
no.
every
You know
bowl.
how you feel like Giant Man on the toilet? That's how I feel now. The toilet used to be a regular thing. Now I sit on it and I'm like I'm like Gulliver's Travels kind of shit when I sit on it, like a doll toilet.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, you can rest a magazine on your ass cheek. It's so big because it comes all the way around.
Oh.
Reach over my shoulder and scratch my ass. That's when I said, all right, I got to lose some weight. When the doctor puts the clipboard down, it's time. Then they're going to tell you something you don't want to hear. She puts the clipboard down because I got this crazy fucking female doctor who, on a good day with a lot of booze, I wouldn't want to fuck. That's how fucked up my doctor is. I mean, if I was on an island with her, I wouldn't want to give it to her. That's how fucked up I am. And she puts the clipboard down. She goes, Sal, let me tell you something. You're fat. And I go, okay. $500? Angel says it to me 5 times a day for nothing. For a hot dog, he'll tell me I'm fat. Did I have to pay $500 to hear this? And you jam a finger up my ass? Although I got even with her, though. When they jam the finger up, you go, wait a minute. And then, I do like a nasty pose for her. I go, okay, now, go ahead. where they get the full sphincter, fucking sphincter shot, like a beard. Looks like you got a beard. You got a fucking thing going there. It's fucked up.
Oh, God.
And then she just kind of looks at me like, okay, like I went to medical school for how many years to put up with this?
See,
I'm sorry,
you just
guys.
brought it back to the ass again.
No. I'm trying because do you know how hard it is when you got this kind of problem and you can't talk to anybody? I can't talk to anybody. Nobody in my family. I can't call my mom and tell her I got problems with my ass. She'll say it's the Japanese thing. She'll say that my in-laws did it or something like that. You guys, and you've got a mature audience, I'm sure. adult listeners.
Half and half.
They were expecting like one of those Paul Pope interviews, and then they got me talking about asses.
Well, maybe at the next con you're at, people will be kind enough to bring you some Tux medicated pads.
No talks. No, you know what? See, suppositories don't work for me. That's come on. You're throwing a Matchbox card on a hallway when you give me a suppository. The suppository goes in my ass, and it's like the fucking negative zone. It just flies in and goes away forever. Just nothing happens to it. I need to roll up a beach towel, medicated, and jam it in my ass. That's how bad it is.
Good Christ. All right, I've heard enough.
Well, Peter, give Peter a big kiss for me.
That's merge
Jamie,
job.
I'm glad to hear you're doing well.
Yep. Thank you.
I didn't. And Pants, are you leaving right now for another con or no?
Pretty soon.
He's got to get there early, too.
Gotta get there early.
What's your next con now?
Emerald City's my next con. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you guys are all going, right?
Yeah.
You're setting up. Oh yeah, nice show. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you're going with any time to kill or no?
Yeah, I'm going a whole week early. I'm going to Vancouver.
If you get a chance, they got that. What is that? The Space Needle, Sky Needle?
Yeah, Space Needle.
Space Needle. Yeah, Space Needle's got a restaurant in it, and it's not real expensive. It's just like regular restaurant. And it's really nice because you go up there and it's got it revolves, it goes all the way around, and it's tremendous view of Seattle from up there. But what's nice about it is it's not the deck where all the jagoffs go, the touristy deck. The line for the restaurant is like 4 guys, and you go right in, and it's really nice. You sit up there, and I went up there with my wife, and right next to it you got that museum of science fiction or whatever, which is very cool.
Cool.
Yeah, so if you make it over there, that's definitely worth doing.
Sounds good.
Last time we went, by the hotel, you get a lot of heroin addicts, offering to blow you. That's the problem with Seattle. No, I'm serious. A lot of druggies downtown walking around. And last time we went, they were just all over the place. We were like, wow, it must be a heroin convention in town or something.
We'll have to stay in a group.
No, you get free needle program or something in the area. And they were all over Jesse. They like the bald guys because, they can pretend it's like a James Bond villain or something while they're blowing them. So.
Dr. Evil.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, guys, listen, anybody out there wants to get in touch with me or shoot the shit, my Facebook page is harryass.com or no, Mercury Comics, or if you Facebook me, I Lord knows I need all the friends I can get. I'm a lonely guy. So. I don't have any friends anymore. They're all, humiliated.
Very good. So should we save you a table for Super Show then?
Yeah, let me, I got to look into it because I've never come out by myself. I normally come out with the whole posse and have to tell the police department ahead of time we're coming and talk to Jesse's parole officer.
Getting that release, that work release.
Yeah, you guys still got you having the shindig the night before over at Third and
Spruce. Yep.
Third and Spruce. That's right.
Yeah, Sal, if you decide to come in and if you come into Philadelphia instead of New York, one of our listeners is actually rented one of those big vans, and he's making runs back and forth on Thursday and Friday to pick people up from the airport. So there'd be a free ride for you if you
nice
if you
guy,
need it.
huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Who are these fucking listeners you got. There's a nice guy. See, you got those kind of listeners, and then you got me. How does that work? You know, I won't go pick up my ma, you know, like, at the doctor. Like, you know, ma, come on, out in front. You can't yell down, you know, Pakistani guy, or there's a bus running, 2-3 buses. You'll be home in an hour and a half. What's the big deal? I know you're 80. What's the problem? What are you, prima donna now? You got guys picking up checkouts like me at the airport. Whew. Fucked up.
Yeah.
Well,
I
very
won't
good.
go get my kidney, you know.
Yeah.
Sal, we got it here on ice. You got to come pick it up. Oh, guys, come on. FedEx, will you? Here's my number. Take it.
Well, if you need anything,
Okay,
you let me know.
gentlemen, listen, thanks as always for putting up with my bullshit. It's always a joy being with you, and you know.
Thanks for being here. Yeah.
Pleasure is all ours.
There's always one in the group that I could feel the vibe, the negative vibe. So there's somebody there right now that's thinking, why doesn't he shut the fuck up? You know?
No.
It's one of you or all of you, but I could feel it. I really
None
can.
of us.
No.
It was literally on the floor a little while ago laughing.
All right. Now, I used to get that feeling. You had one guy there that was a little too sophisticated for me, I think. He was, you know, drinking tea and you know, little Lord Fauntleroy with the little ascot, and he was like, oh, this guy's so uncouth. Who was that one guy you had? I remember.
I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about.
You had Lord Fauntleroy there, I remember, and I could always hear him just groaning every time I talked about my ass or balls or something.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm afraid you even
Jamie
make the
saved me,
because
you know.
Yeah.
process of elimination. I'm the only one left, but I don't think I own an ascot.
How many? No, you guys used to have a shitload of guys, right? How many? Or does it just vary every episode?
It varies every episode. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because you used to. I remember there were some episodes. You had a lot of guys there, man.
Yeah.
It was like a fucking pirate's den in there when you had the show.
The most we've ever had is 8. Right.
Yeah. See, that's a lot of guys.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Do you lose anybody permanently, or is everybody kind of in and out?
Pretty much. Kevin hasn't been on the show in a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have 7 regulars now.
Okay.
And Matt with his job, and he's getting married and all that stuff. So he's kind of been in and out, but he's going to try to do more this year.
Yeah. And you guys still do what? 3 a week, 2 a week,
5
How
a
many
week.
do a week?
5 a week.
5 a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
You guys are getting like a Filipino whore. I mean, my God. What the fuck? 5 a week?
Yeah, Monday through Friday.
I don't bathe that much. Holy shit. God. 5 times a week?
Yep.
My goodness.
Whether you want it or not.
No, you went from what? Twice a week? What did
Right.
you start out at?
Yeah, well, very early on we were twice a week. Yeah.
Twice a week, okay. And then you went to 3 a week, I think it was.
Right, yeah.
Wow. And listenership still where it was, still, you know.
Yeah, it's still good. We got
But it had to have gone down a little, right? Just because you got more shows now. People can't listen to everything. I mean,
No, I think the total listenership has gone up, but it's now divided amongst more episodes.
5 shows.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Because a lot of those podcasts have come and gone. I mean, for a while, every jagoff with a microphone had a podcast. It was ridiculous. You know, where, you know, everybody with a tape recorder was like, hey, I'm, you know, blowme.com, and, you know, want to tell us about, you know, and they're all gone now. It just kind of leveled off. It seems to me that, you know, if you're in, and otherwise, you know, most of the dickheads went away.
Yeah, well, it comes and goes. People don't realize how much work it is, and then when they only have, you know, 50 people listening, they say, well, it's probably not worth my time doing this or whatever, and then but at least they gave it a shot, you know. Some people give it a shot and get very lucky, you know. It's just like like being a comic artist, you know. Some guys, you know, make it happen, and other guys don't.
Yeah,
that's
a lot of guys think they're going to get in, and they're going to, you know, with comics, they think they're going to retire once they put a book out. It's like, man, good luck. It's a lot of work and a lot of money. You know, shit's expensive.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we'll see you
gentlemen.
soon.
Yep.
Much love.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
All right.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Another Hall of Fame episode.
It goes so fast. Hour and 45 minutes.
45 minutes, yes.
Boom.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Bottle.
And it's not a bad 40 and 45 minutes either.
Oh my god.
Pants on the floor.
Pants on the floor.
Literally.
I was literally on the floor. I was waving the white flag. Stop it! You're killing me. Oh my god. Good stuff.
All right. Well, this episode was brought to you by The Super Show.
Super show.
March 27th, 28th. Go to cgssupershow.com. Get your tickets. I got to update that real soon with the current list of attendees. There's a lot of people missing from the list that's on there, but we have a lot of people coming to Super Show.
Very
a lot
good.
of people.
Very good.
Yeah, very recently we just announced Freddie Williams II, and Dave Ryan is coming out now. So it's going to be so much fun. cgssupershow.com. If you'd like to send us an email, you can reach us at comicgeekspeak@gmail.com. Visit our website at comicgeekspeak.com. Leave us a voicemail. The number is 215-279-8839. Follow us on Twitter. We are Comic Geek Speak. Join the conversation. Go to thecomicforums.com. And we want to thank everyone who has donated to the show. We really appreciate it. And as always, we are uniting the world's mightiest heroes, one listener at a time.